Team Liquid map2.
Yes, take all 10,000 seats and sit down in them and get ready to watch who our next finalist might be. It might be fnatic. This is their map choice. You talked about inconsistency, but the old guard stepping up suggests they've got something for us.
They'll be starting on the T side of Mirage here, Matt. All 5 players towards the B bomb site for now. They are going to check the underpass before they commit, but it looks like a B player will coming in. Maybe a smoke towards the window or the kitchen, could even do it towards short or even on the bomb site. We'll see what they decide to do. Flashes to go in as well. There are 3 players waiting for them on the B site. That's going to be Steel, Naf, and Nitro. They are ready and waiting for this, and Steel even has an HE grenade. That could cause a lot of damage if he can time it well. Flashbang ready to be thrown by Golden, and they'll be committing any second. Steel going to throw that HE surely. He does get flashed up, throws it, doesn't find too much with it, and now it's up to Lekro to lead the charge here. JW to strike first.
Throw all the way in though, as swung around the bench. Flush and JW with the kills. I didn't realize that Lekro's already there, and in from middle. Steel somehow gets away with it. They were inside of the checker room. They jumped through, both survive. Peculiar enough, but nonetheless it's down to just Twists. And he's gonna do what he can to try and get back into the site. No kit. Bomb planted. Still 40-second duration on that bomb.
You saw JW there, Matt, coming from the kitchen area, knowing that they were going to be rotating in. He finds them and completely shuts everything down. They only gets 1 kill, but it just makes things so chaotic for the CTs. Great play by fnatic, and Liquid were even expecting that. Twist might get some consolation frags. No way he can actually win the round here with the kit down. But there we go. Might get another one here. Golden just trying to find the killing blow to be Lekro to pick it up. Great play there by fnatic. This is their map pick. They're already 1 map up, and starting off strong in the pistol is going to be looking very promising for them as we go to map number 2. We're going to round number 2 as well, and there's going to be 2 scouts for Team Liquid. It'll be Nitro and Twist. You normally see 1. It's rare to see 2, but put 1 on either side of the map, get some tags up. The idea is not necessarily to find loads of frags. Obviously, that's great, but just tagging them up and setting frags up for those CZs. So where will they head? Nitro will be taking his at least towards B. Twists will be holding in CT spawn. Very standard approach for fnatic. A lot of teams leaving the bomb and T-spawn these days just to kind of allow themselves to fill the map out. No one commits, and they know they can always fall back. It suggests they will finish up towards A, though, eventually after this default, as Crims and JW do work towards Palace and indeed a ramp.
Smoke to the window. Look for that every round. That's not uncommon, but they throw it late when they get to the boxes, and they'll start to work up. Now hugging the corner on Cat. Good view of what we expect at Palace as well. If JW were to walk out, he'll consider the ladder and perhaps underneath, but does he check all the way to the corner? The problem is that Twist is going to be there. It makes easy work of Twist, but that allows the Liege to at least get the kill in return.
He's got an AK-47 in the Palace area now. He could actually cause a lot of damage with this. Actually looking quite promising, though. They'll surely smoke or Molotov towards that position in a second. Not quite, and he's actually going to probably find the frag here. They're actually making a bit of a mess out of this one. Still comes in from CD Spawn to take down Flusher, and they're not really doing too well. fnatic struggling somewhat.
That nade. Crims got so lucky that it bounced off the cinders, because that was his
now?
name, and they're not at all. They have to consider that Liege is there. Thankfully, they turn around in time. Golden takes down Naf. It's just Nitro remaining. You're right, that round could have easily fallen apart. It would have been our 3rd straight pistol of 3 that the anti-force wins.
Well, luckily, Crims is there.
Or fails, I should say. The force buy does win.
Yeah, right. It's the first where Crims there was making sure they watched Palace. It looked like at least you could have swing out and find nothing there at all. But there we go. Nitro with the scout. He'll be the only player remaining. So much damage inflicted there. Elige definitely had some potential. Nitro will just have to save the scout as he goes towards the B apartments now. fnatic can breathe easy knowing this round is in the bag, and 3 players should survive. But we'll see if Nitro will get any sort of exits here. He actually is waiting by the underpass right now, but making his way towards the safety of the T ladder here. 3 players will indeed survive. Crims goes down to 14, but didn't give the round away. 3-0 very likely at this point, but Nitro still has a chance to find maybe some frags here with the scout. You can go for that boost by the underpass now. We've seen Fallen do that a lot. I wouldn't be surprised they deploy that right now. You go boost, jump at the window with 2 players, boost towards short, and then try and catch anyone crossing towards middle. I'd say that's almost a lock-in. It's a very good boost, and if you just got 1 scout, why not give it a go? We'll see. Maybe he just sits in the window.
See, scout there. Tag hit Lekro before he was fully blind, and you're right, he steps out to get Flusha. This is going to do significant damage and allow the push up middle with pistols to actually have potential. They commit to it entirely. In fact, they fall back after the first kill on Lekro. They're losing HP themselves, so just burning. burned alive completely. They were both in the Molotov. I thought Naf was taking pistol damage, but actually does burn, and that allows JW to make up all the difference. Steal the last. And JW with a kill onto him as well.
Certainly not the most comfortable round for fnatic. Rushing towards middle, taking a lot of scout damage there, but well converted JW. After having a very quiet half and Inferno to open things up, he came to life in the second. Looks like that form continues here in the second map, 3-0. Not much of a bonus situation though. Remember, there was a lot of kills coming in from the CTs there. So 5 AKs on the fnatic side. Same story for Liquid, but with them 4 A4s. No one really using the silencer anymore, Matt. Even Forrest, I think, was off that weapon, which was like one of the longest standing users of the weapon. It seems like it's gone into complete obscurity now. I think Carrigan's one of the only few pros actually running it at the moment.
Nitro didn't quite get the jump toward Catwalk. He'll fall off and go to Connector instead.
It's a difficult jump. It does fail a few times, but yes.
Some players are extremely good at it. Nonetheless, it's the exchange towards Sandwich. Good crossfire potential as Nitro swings back up the stairs. So perhaps good that he was on that side of the Connector because he was able to aid Elige take down everyone walking out from A main and Palace, respectively, as it's just Flusha. He'll sit in middle with the AK-47, no utility to work with, bombs down inside of the A site. So at this point, just do as much damage as he possibly can to the economy of Liquid. Force out as much reinvestment, as possible. That's certainly gone well so far. Takes down Nitro. It shows he oversteps the mark. I think he actually got caught slightly by the ledge, and Naf is able to put him in his place.
He is. That was fnatic trying to run a fast approach toward the A side of the map. It's not a bonus round like we said, but you know that after the force buy in the second, the CTs will be low money, potentially don't have the AWP. That was correct, but running into the crossfires, Team Liquid looking quite hot there, as they'll be going into round number 5 here. They might have an AWP themselves. See, Nitro still with the USP in hand. He might have an AWP drop for him. Not going to be the case. JW certainly does, though. The first time he'll be showing the weapon on Mirage. Looking to convert this. 3 players did survive for Liquid in the previous round, so maybe the most devastating reset, but definitely will have some effect, and narrowly missing on that shot is going to be JW looking to maybe fall back here, and he is taking damage as he Flusha that touches the flames there.
Backing off though immediately. Bomb backside of Horseshoe. JW, oh my goodness. I suspect that he saw him, or at least the radar might have revealed it because he has the right guess, the right line. Fires in, doesn't get Nitro. He'll not know that he's there, but as he fires back, that's exactly when Lekro goes to peek. There could be a double play here, though, because they can trade back on Lekro if they wanted to. If they'd gone forward, I think Elige actually had a little bit too much smoke in front of them and couldn't actually spot him, so this gives the advantage back to fnatic. And Steel is going to try and sneak out and surprise them. Good play. They had to do something to make the difference up. In fact, he almost goes better and finds Flusha, but nowhere else to hide. Couldn't get into the ladder room in time as he was picked apart, and Lekro, adding to his total, finds 3 now as he gets back-to-back frags, and it's Twist against 3. 1 HP for Flusha. That must have been from a Molotov that was still down toward the door at Checkers, but nonetheless, they've got quite an advantage, a hefty advantage, and Twist has to weigh this out. Does he go? Does he even chance it? Likely grab the op and save, because first gun round and a reset spotted, goes to the op. See if he can hit the shot, does.
That's a great shot by Twist, and will he be able to hold on to the weapon? That is the question, and fnatic will have the answer. They will be looking for it at least. They push off towards short now, but Twist hits another. Unfortunately, if he doesn't save the weapon, it almost has no effect because they'll still have money. Although I say that, 3,200 on JW and Flusha, they're not exactly fully equipped. He does significantly hurt their bank accounts, but he won't have the AWP for the next round. Flusha will be able to buy it. He had residual cash. It looks like a force buy from Team Liquid here. 4-1 though, fnatic. One step closer to the grand final against FaZe. It's been so long since I've said grand finals for them. Good Lord.
Unbelievable, really.
No one really had any expectations for this team as well when it was first announced, with Golden in the roster, an academy player, a rookie going up against the old heads, and I'm impressed. This is looking very good. What a turnaround it's been, especially when they looked like in dire form over in Kiev.
Well, and then you had Lekro join, leave, join again.
Yep.
Steps back into form, and he's been on form as of late.
Impressive.
Considerably. And the core is obviously lethal when they're firing on form, and they have been. They've gotten Golden, I think, as part of that, getting them back into positions that work for them, but it seems like the chemistry is back between them directly as well. So now we'll back off toward the site. Still up aggressively toward A main, and it's really slow and steady from fnatic to try and push back the CTs. Elige has a chance. No flash yet. CZ, they're slow, they actually trip over each other, so the fact that Lekro gets the trade's fine, but it was Golden that wanted to back off and didn't get the help soon enough.
fnatic not eradicating all the risks here. Could have definitely flashed in and then peeked it, or gone at the exact same time. They give a kill up, and Trim should recover it. Twist will take him down to 32, but the kill goes in favor of fnatic. Now Fly now will be on the bomb side, doing damage towards it, but Flusher, long-range Mac-10, will come out on top. Nitro and Steel, one of which has the Mag-7 to try and win the round, but JW, safe shot there. Missing a beat, and 4 versus 1. Any sort of danger. Now, looking like it. The bomb is still down towards top of middle. That shotgun's going to do well at that sort of range, and he probably will give up at this point. It's like, well, I'm not going to get anything here. As 4 players will survive. That was the 4th spy from Liquid Map, and it has to be a full eco now, I'm afraid. Everyone has to take a full eco. They won't even get the AWP next round either. Not a huge deal. We don't need the AWP, but it certainly helps in a map like Mirage to mix things up.
Absolutely, does it ever. There's so much options for it, so many positions you can play. Window, T-side, whether you're looking in the apartment or pushing up for the CAD. Stairs, obviously, CT stairs. So 5-1, fnatic 1 map up. Map arguably shouldn't have gone their way, and they're starting off brilliantly. Their choice on the T side as well, looking to go 6-1, and quite convincingly, it's just NAF in A again. Liquid getting it over with quickly, as they did on Inferno in the eco situations. To the guns, that's all they want to do, and they'll have that opportunity now as Flusha on a Mac-10, no less, gets the final kill. The unfortunate thing about trying to throw a bit of a Hail Mary, such as they did on those pistols, is that you don't actually do any damage to the economy of fnatic, and with 2 players on Mac-10s each finding a frag, it builds up the economy and forces out very little reinvestment. They're going to keep them as well, so this is like a mid-half bonus.
It absolutely is, and look at the helmet situation. Liquid only have 1 of them. That means as Mac-10s actually have run and gun potential now, with 1 shot per kill coming in. That could actually be a real-life thing. No defuse kits for Liquid. They are clutching at straws right now, man. They'll have to push it aggressively. Good shot towards Lekro, but even better from him. Can he find a double? You better believe he can. Takes down Steel and Elise. What a great opening couple of frags there, and he might want even more from this. Golden Bull as a teammate. Oh, this could still fall apart, and it is.
Wow, I thought with the Mac-10 coming out, I thought that was going to be amazing.
How did he not
because
see that player?
Dattery didn't think he had the range to fire at it with the Mac-10 and knew that there was one toward the top of mid called by Lekro. That falls apart entirely, you're right, because Lekro couldn't refrag off of it. I thought Mac-10 was just going to farm it up and they were going to run away with it. Now they find themselves on the back foot. Palm is all the way over toward Horseshoe, and they've got to fight through Connector just to get that way, or take the long route, go back through spawn. And even then, you've got to make form and try and get position after you pick it up. Good read. They'll go for the boost, but Twist, far too quick on the M4, leaves us with Crims. You're right, this round could have easily been theirs.
5 on 3, and they seem to throw it away. Crims will go down. He keeps them very modest, but they'll be disappointed with that one. I need to see it from his POV again. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he did think he couldn't have the range, but he didn't even, like, his crossfire didn't even change. Like, when he saw him, he didn't even react to it. I think he must have assumed that was a teammate. Thinking middle was there with 2 kills coming in, perhaps. But if Golden started firing before, he almost certainly gets the kill. Like I said, no helmets there. And that would have been a almost guaranteed round. AWP out this time for JW. Naf couldn't pick one up, so he's just on the scout. Okay, well, JW looking for the crosses from the A side of the map, gets nothing for it. Good nades coming in, more aggression for the CTs here, but they're taking a lot of residual damage. Horrible smoke deployed towards the A ramp. Doesn't actually do much at all. I think there's a huge gap. I'm gonna go check that out myself. Yeah, massive gap for them, so they can actually walk up to Tetris with a flashbang, no problem at all.
They can actually almost get to Tetris without being spotted from CT as well, such as the gap.
Flash is actually counterproductive with the CTs. And here we go then. Lee's tagged up, but still alive. They need to win this one. Needs to be consecutive rounds here for Liquid. That's not looking likely with almost no utility at 1 minute 10 and just a scout on NAF, but you never know. We'll see what they can do here. Bomb still down in the same position. Necro got to be a little bit raged there. Those 2 kills didn't equate to a round victory. How they threw that away, I don't know.
And imagine the situation if they had won it for the money.
This would be out of control.
Well, a chance for Liquid then. They certainly gave away their fair few of chances in the first map. Perhaps finally it goes the other way as JW starts to look through Connector. No one spotting from Ticket Booth or CT to be found by that, but Elise's position behind Triple means he's going to step out and Golden's already staring it down. There's not really much of an angle available to him. Both sides of the box were watched. Nitro has to make amends, and little does he know they're already in for the window. Good trade from Golden, good damage from Nitro, but it gives them the man up and the position that's more important. So it's a significant kill, and Crims spots down the ladder and sees Twist unsuspectingly standing still. As it comes to a 3 versus 2, Naf's already gonna back off. Liquid have to save, and fnatic make up perhaps for the lost round.
Well, there we go. You might be right there. Scouts, if it was an AWP, maybe they go for the retake there. I just don't think there was much potential. Unfortunately, Naf holds the B-side steal towards the apartments. They just have to save the little weaponry they have. Everyone fully invested, and they'll get $1,400 for the next round. So sure, winning the previous was great, but they'll just have the one rifle. They can't really bring much more than pistols and SMGs to the next. Hold on to the scout, that'll be something, but they'll definitely force Matt, and then if they don't win that round, they'll be 8-2 down with a full eco, and that could be the half. That could just be everything spiraling out of control, out of reach, as it will be a round victory for fnatic. Golden, great work. You see those frags he was getting there, just coming in, confidently trading with teammates and just hitting some wonderful shots. This is his first time on a stage like this, I think, so well played to him.
Did play in the quarterfinal of the major.
This is better,
but
man.
this is a little bit further in, and you're right, we're in a more historic building.
He's the first time he's done Katowice.
Just had to clarify it.
I know. You'll take your chance to throw me under the bus.
I absolutely will. I would like to drive the bus if I get the chance.
That's a bit graphic now, but there we go. And there will be a timeout for Team Liquid. Remember, there will be force buying here. I'm almost certain of it. And Nitro will not purchase anything just yet. They are going to go with absolutely everything they can bring to the table. MP9, CZs, smokes, flashes that saved M4 and Scouts. If you are just joining us, this is the second and final semi-final. One map up are fnatic, stealing away the map pick. What's going on here?
This must have been in the pre-game that we're going back to.
Bit of nonsense at the beginning.
Yeah.
I like that.
Just gun juggling.
Yeah.
Bring me their pistols. Jason Lake would approve.
He certainly would. 7-2, and here's the final buy. UMP, CZ, MP9 Scouts, M4. Someone has to step up tremendously here, and maybe it's Golden. And he'll be taken down to 64 HP by his teammate there. I think it was Lekro that shot him in the back. So far, so good for Liquid. Haven't had to do anything, and fnatic hurting themselves. As Nafly will be on the ticket booth in CT spawn. JW somehow has already made it up to that position. That's kind of deadly. I have no idea how he gets out that quickly. He's already through the connector. They have no idea.
This is big, this positioning.
He can go through the spawn if he wants, and it's cool for them, but this is another strong position
and
as well.
I was going to say, this is why Crims wasn't trying to play off of it, because he was waiting perhaps for JW to walk all the way into the site. The fact that Twist gets that kill changes things quite a bit, and they know they've given up connector. Twist is already looking back and circling into the site. Naf's going to rotate. JW will at least hear that, but Liquid standing their ground on catwalk. JW suddenly realizes that even though he was perfectly placed, couldn't do anything with it, and that is a haunting feeling as he watches his team perish in front of him. He's going to at least get Twist.
5 versus 2, now 4 as JW won't get any more than that. It's going to be just Flusher. And disappointing round for fnatic there. They had connector control, they had everything going for them. Crims didn't have to be as committed in the A-ramp. Twist pushes through, takes him down, gets 2 kills in total after picking up the rifle. That's all he'll get, but that's the round guaranteed at this point. 20 seconds. Flusher has got the bomb, but I don't see how he even gets into this round. 19 now, and we'll just try and remove some of the weaponry as Liquid steal one of these rounds away. 10 seconds, and I have to make some noise now.
Unfortunately, that noise is just going to reveal a Liege. Had to commit to the plants. Liquid find their third. It's a sequence of 3 rounds being traded back and forth, so money on either side is honest, but there's enough left for fnatic they'll be able to buy into this. So another round in which Liquid could, in winning it, bring the half back into control, or somewhat under control, and in turn, fnatic could extend the lead considerably. They're certainly worse off with the remaining and residual cash, but they've got a good buy. They've got 4 smokes, 3 Molotovs, including a helmet on everyone with the AKs. Bomb will be left toward the top of middle as Lekro let the one charge with trying to peek it out. Naf's made the jump this time, not Nitro, but Golden's underneath. He's got to be very careful. He's aware of it because he knows he has to get off that position. If they look straight up, it's far too easy to find that kill. Just trying to cross the window. Naf sees it, late reaction, but Flusha. Oh, okay, that shot reveals Naf's there, and he turns directly toward it. Thank you for the warning. Steel is still in control of the situation toward the van as he gets one in return. Nitro needs to be aware that this is a possibility. That smoke, JW straight through it.
Wow, that's a hell of a shot, and you can see his movement really getting into fifth gear at this point. 1 minute remaining, and we'll see if Steel and Twist can do anything about this. Twist position could yield a frag here. Twist is probably going to go down, but Twist not aware of the position. 4 versus 1. Steel was in towards B. They know it. They'll rotate the bomb back through T-spawn, flash towards this area. Steel will take some damage here, make some noise. Down to 20 HP. Surely goes down here. Does manage to get 1 frag, but down to 1 HP.
Still though, no bomb plant, 1 HP. That's JW, he was the low HP player. That was certainly beneficial, but unfortunately not going to amount to the round. And again, Liquid very, very light on cash as a result of this. Do we see a timeout called? No, so they're just going to sit on it. On the 12th round, back to Pistols.
8-3.
4 rounds now, they've gone back and forth.
Surely can't afford to go all in on this one. I think they do just have to take it on the chin. Maybe a rush B from fnatic. Always get a bit worried when teams do this, but the bomb goes down, so that suggests it won't just be an all-in play. They were sending a lot of firepower towards B apartments at the start there, but Crims holding the palace has been doing a little bit against these pistols. Necro just getting some intel here. No armor, no nades for the CTs. 2 CZs, 2 P250s, Nitro full eco. Once again, he's the AWPer as JW finds yet another opening kill in the same position he did last time.
You can't come into this building with or without Virtus Pro in the playoffs and not expecting it. Enchanted as Crims goes in to find a leash. Now a 5 versus 3. Pistols not amounting to much. Crims the only one to take damage is down to 76, but Necro will rotate back around. He knows he doesn't need to overextend toward B, so Crims will walk out from Palace Bomb, working its way through T-spawn as well. And A, the final destination, Twist and Nitro to try and perhaps be a nuisance when the bomb gets in position, but there's still a large portion of smokes, 4 of them in fact, for fnatic to work with and can easily cut off that CT stairwell. Nitro considering as well that no one's been watching toward mid in the window. That could easily be behind them. Flames won't reach Twist on the garbage can, so he can stay put for now, but again, there's not really much they can do. If they can get a gun and get away, that's fair enough, but round to fnatic surely is JW. All but certifies that by catching up the kill in mid. Twist tries to sit in the corner, fair enough.
All right.
He's got the AK pulled out, but Flusha puts him down.
Got a bit too hot there towards the end. P250 making things a little bit uncomfortable for fnatic, but they do get the round, and it will be 9-3 on the T side. Liquid, if they get the 9-6, they're right back on track, and Nitro will have the AWP, but Liege down to an MP9. Still a chance of in this one, but hope starting to diminish. Round number 13 coming to the end of the first half here. 3 rounds to play. And Flush is feeling brave, just challenging towards the window there against. Okay, Lecro, that's one way to deal with it. Straight up headshot towards the window. Liege with the MP9. Crims has been struggling against his lesser weapons, but down to 1 HP he goes. He will be refragged, I'd imagine, but CT can't actually find him just yet.
Smoke for Steel, a bit of self-preservation in this situation because he needs to get back away from a cave, and in doing so, they have to also be worried about Lecro working through connector. Oof. Crims is going to wait. He's low HP. He can start to find a position, but Golden's taking bomb toward Nitro. If Nitro finds this kill, it's massive. He's gotten it on the AWP as well, but now he's away there on catwalk. Missed shot allows Flusha to get toward that bomb. He has to elevate himself, climb into the hallway, which means as well that Twist and Steel have some certainty for rotation to get in position, and Flusha wants to hold up and see if he can catch them rather than going to the bomb immediately.
He's got a minute to work with here, and there's the bomb. This was looking like a great round for fnatic, and now what's the play?
Well, he knows that no one's gone toward the site quickly, which in stopping and watching the window gives him the suggestion they're not going to rotate right away. So he grabs the bomb and goes directly back to B. If he'd spotted one, he may have taken that minute to go back out toward middle, but into B with bomb, plant surely ensues. Wants to double check the catwalk is, of course, the next most likely position, also open. And he'll get rid of the AWP to go to the AK. That is exactly when they get through the window. Did he spot it? I'm not sure, but he gets off of it. Damage done, but not a lot. Allows Flusha to ready himself for the battle, but Twist has the kill instead for Liquid.
Good play there. Liquid needed that round desperately, and finally they might have got an eco out of fnatic here 2K for JW. Similar sort of story for Crimson Electro. They're 3,500, so they can buy. This won't be that strong. That is take a partial here for the last round. 9-6 definitely on the cards for the North American squad. It was looking bleak at one point, but this is starting to turn around. Forced by for fnatic, as flusha could not get the bomb down here. 2 pistols, 2 AKs, and the AWP in the hands of flusha this time. And it looks like he'll just be back in this one, but maybe not for long. Nitro gets his dome checked, as Nitro will be found by the AWP of flusha.
Fast flusha on the AWP of all weapons. Gets the exact lineup correct toward the window. Naf's the next to get there, and they've gone for this boost a number of times. He certainly sees the pistol, and JW just wants the op. They're going to run double op T-side as a result of picking that up, and he nearly lines it perfectly, knowing, therefore, that someone would likely be retaking the window from the the CT side.
Oh, trying to get him up there. JW's brave to get in that position with an AWP. Okay, then. Why not?
Again, he's looking solid on the op. Catches off Naf in the corner. So much map control now available. Elige has to do something, so look at the choice towards spawn. Crims is still back there with the bomb. That could certainly make it interesting. The problem that Elige would have, even if he found that kill, as Crims now gets back to middle, is no one else near him, which means he would have to sit there alone to try and hold that. And he only has the MP9, and the further and further Crim gets up middle, the harder it will be for that MP9 to find kills. Oh, poor Elige. He wanted to close the distance for that exact reason, and Lekro just happens to turn around as he was getting ready to get himself on catwalk.
Well, there we go. It's going to be a 5 versus 2. Don't count him out of the round just yet. Bomb not planted, and Steel's in a good position. In terms of the position of Twist, he'll be in CT spawn. The time running down, he could still have some impact here. It's unlikely, but you never know. Twist is an incredibly skilled player. Need to deny that plant, but it doesn't look like that will happen. Lekro takes him down. 5 versus 1. Steel surely can't be going for this one, but flusha, he'll see to that. 3 kills for him on the AWP map.
flusha's form is awesome on the AWP, but fnatic in this series looking great as well. And remember, they have already played FaZe. If they are to win this and go on to play them again in a best-of-5, they beat them 2-0 in groups.
Convincing 2-0s.
Hard to imagine you do that twice to FaZe, considering that was already considered an upset. But you know what? The way they're playing, it's highly possible. And back to pistols again for Liquid to close the half. fnatic not only have convincingly won their T side, they could do it with 11 rounds.
It's looking likely, but they have thrown to these rounds before. You need to make sure they're sticking together and having trades. Can't let players go down to CZ and give up rifles, but Elige will be checked down to 2 HP, 98 damage inflicted there. He won't be facing that angle again, I can guarantee that. Default setup for fnatic. Crims holds tentatively towards the apartments. It's completely open A bomb site here. Twist will be alone in the connector. That's about all they've got on that side of the map. Everyone else stacked towards middle, waiting for a flashbang perhaps. They know fnatic do like to focus on this area and go for boosts to get JW up there. Lekro been so strong with this AK-47, but a lot of CTs around him. One missed time play, and it could all fall apart. Oh, just like that.
Lekro nearly takes his team down, and as they back off with a bit of chaos ensuing, Nitro is able to capitalize. JW will work back up, but they are suddenly struggling for position. Bomb as well is still toward the top of middle, and with Naf and Nitro together, flusha has to get by that. JW again gets toward the window and again gets cut off.
He just take one mistake, one bit of team damage there, and it all fell apart. 3 on 2 now. There's a flush. JW trying to make the hero plays by going towards that vent by himself. I really don't think that was necessary. But he'll give up an AWP to Elige, and that's perfect considering his HP. 30 seconds remaining, and now advantage Liquid.
Slow and steady. Elige on 2 HP, but again, as you mentioned, AWP can still hit the shot. Negates the chance of the duel if he does so. Crims to walk out. You can see it on the left. Elige is the one to stare at it. Fires, but doesn't land. They at least know that he's at Palace, and that can confirm the rotation of Steel. Naf almost could see the plans. I was going to say, he had an angle, but didn't get the shots off. Does go to the deagle, and Elige closes it. They steal back around. They desperately need 10-5, but fnatic almost made that easy.
fnatic give up, I think, 2 or 3 of those rounds to just pistols there. It's really weird. They don't want to use the flashbang towards that CPL room. It keeps happening to them, and Nitro punishes them again. 10-5 at half, ladies and gentlemen. Is it enough for fnatic to book themselves a place in the grand final? We will have to find out after this break. Do not go anywhere.
It's been 2 years since Fnatic have lifted a trophy. It was that trophy they lifted, their name engraved from 2016, and they are 6 rounds away from making it back into the Katowice final. They've got Liquid standing in their way, and they are going to have to battle hard to get back into this map.
Yeah, Liquid aren't going down without a fight. They've shown that with the CZs, and Fnatic are making a few mistakes when it really matters. 11-4 would have been almost a lock-in on their map pick, but 10-5, anything could happen. 4 sets of armor, Nitro with the 1 smoke, Molotov available for him as well. There is a defuse kit available for Fnatic. That's in the back belt of Golden. He's got a smoke as well. All 5 players going towards A. There'll be 1 smoke, presumably used towards the connector, right in front of it, so they can focus on getting kills towards the jungle instead of just keeping players out of the round. Crims and Flusher to defend, and Golden in CT spawn.
A good position, though, is able to take out now. Can't find the shots toward connector, however, so Crims does battle with Twist and makes it work. Steel somehow slips away inside of the smoke, but Crims is beside him, and they're both inside of the connector. Don't be misled, not on the other side of the wall, as Steel finally realizes and gets the kills. HP advantage to Liquid, bomb down as well, and Elige, good position to hold off anyone on the rotation. Steel's gonna rotate back and make sure there's no one on the flank as well.
This is looking very good for Liquid. I don't see a way that Fnatic can actually win this round at this point. Elige's got such a strong position. JW, how is he this patient? And he moves, and Elige will take him down. Should be a couple for him, and he wisely stays alive here. And that should be another guaranteed frag. Nitro gets it. The pistol's going in favor of Liquid. Golden shut out the round. Good execution there. A bit chaotic towards the mid stages, but Fnatic will give it up, and this map is now wide open. Should be 3-0 for Liquid, but you never know from the force buys from Fnatic. They are very good in them. Scout will probably come out with the CZs and Deagles. 10-6, the first step to getting back into this series. What's you in the pistol there? Khalil's AKs. There's a Scout for Crims. Golden yet to buy, probably brings out a CZ as well. He's got a defuse kit, so he's thinking this round could be very possible for them.
Keeping that diffuse kit. 2 smokes to work with. 2 AKs, Elige and Nitro. Talk about the old guard on Fnatic. That's essentially the old guard on Liquid, just not quite as old.
Yeah, true.
Both in terms of career statistics and literal age.
They're sending 5 players towards the B apartments there, all in. It's not going to be a rush, but Electro, that Deagle, certainly could cause some damage. Good flashbangs there to take him out of position. I don't think he gets much out of this. As he spots 3 or 4 players there, Flusher will strike first. It still could all fall apart. Oh. Here we go, Fnatic stepping up with the pistols, and Steel has got nothing to do in this round. This is why you have to run the defaults at the start. You can't just go in towards B in such a difficult choke point when you have to drop down like that. The pistols just light up Team Liquid. And that's going to be advantage thrown right back in the Swedes' favor. You can see that's why it's so difficult. You've got to have to make that drop and that commitment. If your players start going down, you can see how frustrating that is. I really don't like the approach of going 5B in the second round force buy.
The weird thing is you see it so commonly as well. They just, I mean, Steel's
we have recently, right? And every time it's fallen apart.
Absolutely, you can still see Steel's reaction.
Rightly so. Bad call from Team Liquid.
And what great shots as well on the Deagle, not to discount Fnatic on that.
In my opinion, it's a lazy call to make because you don't want to go through the trials and tribulations of going for the default and having to work hard and actually work as a team. It's just, let's just do the set piece and hopefully it'll just work out. They might not stack it.
You're right. It's almost like you don't want to go through the agony of a longer round. You have to work and grind it out. It is a bit lazy in some ways, but it gives the advantage firmly back to Fnatic, an advantage that Liquid certainly needed for themselves. Crims will cross over to connector. They've already got Lekro working up. He might get flashed around the corner. Certainly has his teammates there to do it for him. He goes for straight contact. Great shot, Elige on the Deagle. Not before Naf went down, so he still sit 4 aside. But, as Crims just had a head to shoot at, Elige finds JW as well.
Well, they're overextending now. This round very possible for Team Liquid. 4 versus 3. They'll push up, and Elige will punish them, and they'll go for an execution here. All 4 players coordinating towards the A site. They've got smokes, they've got flashbangs, they haven't recovered any rifles, but that might not matter. Golden, low HP, Mac 10. He's the only player at the A bomb site. Unless he gets 2 kills here, there's no chance. They will lose this round, and Liquid will steal it back. It looks like it's going to be very promising here. Golden, really in a tough spot.
Golden.
Yeah, nothing to do.
Flashed off, gets cut off as they jump out the corner. Flush is still back toward jungle, so a great start from Mirage is leading to a round that could turn again. As Liquid will get the bomb down, Nate will do damage, but it goes a little bit far to find Steel, and he'll work his way back toward A main instead.
Tacked up, but it will find the frag. That's Mirage at least going down. Crims goes down to 45. They have got the fuse kits, but no nades here. How do they possibly win this round? I'd say to save the AK at this point. Doesn't look like it's possible. They'll give it a go. Flush up, CZ in hand, Scout on his back. Can't find anything here, and the time is just ticking away. It's too far gone.
2 kits, though. They'll try it, but Flusha going down. That confirms that Crims is going to have to bow out.
Too aggressive, too keen. And Lecro punished for it. They got the opening pick. He still wanted more. It's punished for it, and it's the 1D of Mirage that finds 2 kills at the very start. And there we go. They'll save an AK and have to force buy again in the next round.
It's always a beautiful stage here in Katowice. No exception this year. So talk about the advantage gone. It's now restored. A lot of traded rounds in this game. 5 rounds went to opposite sides or opposing sides in the first half, and if you include the second half of the first half, and now we've had 7 rounds, just do the math quickly, 7 rounds go back and forth. So no one has won successive rounds in that long. Steel works his way down toward Connector, has Flusha to worry about perhaps on Catwalk. I say perhaps because he's not getting that aggressive, not peeking that forward with just the Deagle to play with. Molotov, he's got to get off of it. That does minor damage. It only hits him for 1 tick. Mirage couldn't capitalize to hit him any further, but jumping on top of the little atrium. GW, I'm surprised doesn't just peek that, because surely he heard it. Perhaps he thought it was the jump down below.
Yeah, it's such a difficult angle to really commit to, but Flusha, he'll find it. I'm not sure if that's through the smoke. You didn't see from his POV. He might have been boosted up. I'm not sure, but either way, he rattles Elise's head off.
I don't think Lecro pushed out to boost him, so that would have been through the smoke. Maybe he didn't get the call, and Golden is the golden boy as he takes down 2. Twist will at least get him back, but Crims makes good, and fnatic goes to 12. Again, we trade rounds.
We absolutely do, Matt, and this might be the one that Liquid might have to give up at this point. They will be force buying, but fnatic have got full rifles now. No nonsense with CZs or MP9s, UMPs. Golden will be joining them once his buy. He does get the SMG towards the end there, but round number 20 is looking good for fnatic. They need to stop the aggression, though. Just hold up and make sure you can play off each other. No one has to go for any heroics here. All 5 players towards B. Is this just a straight-up rush? Time will tell. Maybe the execution similar to what we saw in round number 2. We'll have the smokes, the flashbangs. Lecro there by himself for now, but he has got 4A4. Nade ready as well. As soon as he sees anything go over, he'll be ready to take them down. Nade does not always take it back. It does a ton of damage. Flashbang comes in. They'll be running through grey screens here. Lecro needs to find kills, and kills he will deliver. 2 come in, 3 for Flusha now. And now Naf and Steel, they'll realize this round is over. Not a single kill picked up. And they'll have 1 Molotov and 1 AK.
They're going to realize that it may be more than this round as well. With little money left, they're going to find themselves potentially on 14 by the time they have guns again. So it's important that this AK stays in the hands of Steel. They still have the bomb. If Steel could find it pick fast enough, a chance perhaps they can open something on the map. And Steel goes back toward Connector in hopes of doing so. Will spot 2 on Catwalk. Boost up. Does he prepare himself for it? The fact that they've not re-peeked, he lowers himself on the stairwell, suggests that he's ready for it. The Molotov as well does considerable damage onto JW. But as they go toward A, Golden still in position. Steel, there's the find they needed. Problem is, it's been solved and secured that they are rotating this direction, so fnatic is already closing in on Naf, and as he goes into toward the vent, there's 1 on either side, very low, and they are. Naf can't hit the shots because they won't give him the angle and availability of doing so. All falling apart, and down they go. fnatic 3 rounds away from a grand final return.
And as you mentioned, they have to take the eco here. Second stage loss bonus will give them $1,900. Lecro picks up the round victory there almost single-handedly. Great spray down here towards the B apartments. Gets 2, sets his teammate up for a 3rd. Use utility, defensive play, that's what they need. Maybe even more so in this round. No aggression really required. Number 21, 2 P250s, 3 Glocks, no armor, no nades.
The wave goes around the Spodek. Crims from Connector. He's so good in this position when he gets aggressive, and he's got a crossfire set to do so, knowing he's against pistols. Good positioning again. JW and Flusha. 2 to go. Count them down for fnatic. Remember, best of 5 finals.
Oh yes, it's be one hell of a game. fnatic looking likely to be the ones chosen to try and take down the mighty FaZe. They've done it once already in a best of 3. Can they go one step further when it really matters? The final purchases come in for Liquid here. AK-47, smokes, flashbangs. JW fires speculative shots towards middle. Will be an 8 attack from Team Liquid here. All in, they can't afford to go down the series point this early on Mirage. It might just happen. Crim's going to town with the M4A4. He finds 3, round number 15 guaranteed, and Liquid don't make a single dent on this round. Crim's completely decimates them there. And that could be it, map. They need 8 rounds in a row now just to force overtime, and they've got nothing.
23 kills for Crims as he gets 4 in this round. That puts him at the top. To mention that he started off last round in style as well. He is so good on Mirage, and it's coming to spades now as it's fnatic with not much left in their way of the return, and I think it's going to be a hell of a match between them and FaZe the way that they are playing right now. Last time out for Liquid. I say that it's not the last one available. They've got one more, but it could be the last in that they don't have a lot of weapons, and if they lose the next round, it's all done.
There he is, the hero so far for fnatic, a 4K spray down. Backs to the wall, Team Liquid. What have you got? 2 UMPs, 2 pistols, Nitro yet to buy. I think fnatic's face says it all. They know what's coming their way. Nitro will bring a 3rd pistol out. They haven't even got a rifle to operate with in round number 23. Stranger things have happened though. fnatic can be overzealous sometimes and force the issue too much with the aggression, but I don't see a way they'd be throwing this round away. They know how much is at stake here. No orbs for them, but certainly got fully equipped players on the server with 5 rifles, defuse kits, and all the grenades. There's that same spam, some damage inflicted towards Elige.
JW trying to get damage where he can. He's certainly applying it, and Elige will go down. Crims
here
again.
It comes.
Crims again. Flush at gold, and it's all the twist. And you can pull his leg and twist his arm, but he's got nothing left. Surely, as Crims confirms it in style. And fnatic will move on 2-0 again, just as they did to FaZe in the group stage. They do the same in the semi-final.
Amazing stuff there from fnatic. They stole Inferno away from Team Liquid. That's been their home turf for so long, and this team seems to be getting better and better. Taking